Hi, GCS. I'm so excited to be here today as we celebrate and observe Mission Week. It's such a privilege to be part of this amazing day that we observe Mission Week here at GCS. First of all, I want to thank GCS for inviting me. It's such a privilege and opportunity to be here again and get to share chapel with you. So thank you so much for the leadership for inviting me. And I look forward to spend the next few minutes sharing the Word of God, what God has put on my heart as we observe Mission Week. Some of you have heard me in the past. I had the chance to come and share with you my story in the past, what had happened to me, which is related to mission. And some of you are very new here at GCS, so this will be an opportunity for me to share with you and just briefly about my past, my story. First of all, I'm a proud parent here of GCS. Kelly and I, my wife, we have two children. Jackson is in sixth grade, and Grace, she's in third grade. So it's such a privilege and a blessing to be proud of a GCS parent. So I was born and raised in Central Africa. I'm going to share the name of the country, and most of you have never heard about the country. The country name is Burundi. Burundi is in Central East Africa. It's near the equator, right in the middle of Africa. Growing up as a child, and it's one of the poorest countries in the world, probably third or fourth poorest country in the world. But I didn't know any different. I grew up, it was like normal, and I was a very, very happy kid growing up. And when I turned 13, unfortunately, very, very bad things happened. And the country turned into a civil war, and there were two ethnic groups that were fighting against each other. And unfortunately, I was caught in the middle. And it was very difficult. And, some of the worst thing I've experienced was becoming a refugee at 13 years old. And some of you can even, you can put yourself in my shoes because some of you are 13. And being 13 and have to go through a civil war was very, very difficult. And the worst thing being a refugee was to be separate from my parents. During the war, they destroyed our house. My parents and my sibling were completely separated, and I was forced to leave the country and become a refugee in a neighboring country. During those times, it was very difficult. There were nights that I spent, so many nights I slept on the floor. There were days I went without food. And there were so many other painful things that I went through no child should go through. And those were a very challenging moment. But one thing I want to share with you, GCS, is as I went through all those things as a teenager, I made the right choice early on to give my life to Christ. As a Christian, being a Christian was a lifesaver in my life during that time because knowing Christ helped me to overcome everything I went through as a child. So as we observe mission, I want to share something very personal. Mission to me, I had the chance and the privilege to be on the side of receiving mission. And then that has changed my heart to becoming a more servant person for the mission. So one of the examples I want to share with you through my story was the second time I was a refugee in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. And there was this pastor, his name was Underhill. Pastor Underhill served in Kenya over 40 years doing mission. He's from England, and he left England as a very young, as soon as he finished college, and he was dedicated his life to do mission in Africa. He served in Kenya doing mission, and he did it over 40 years. When I was a refugee the second time, he took me in. He showed me mission. He served as a Christ-like person. He provided me shelter, food, a place to sleep, and actually helped me with the journey for me to come here in the U.S. It was such a blessing to be on the other side of receiving mission. And what that taught me as a Christian was to even grow my heart to serve others in mission. And when I was here in the United States, I had the privilege to do mission myself. I traveled in South Africa in Peru as well as in Mexico. And I've done over 10 medical missions, helping some people who are the worst, in the worst healthcare situation they can be in. And some of them will travel from very poor villages to come in clinic to get some help. And that helped me to serve others. So being in a position of receiving mission and giving mission has been a privilege, especially that we're observing Mission Week here at GCS. So when I was asking God, what can I share with GCS family? And God put in my heart 3 main things I want to share with you. The first thing I want to share with you is God will allow difficult circumstances or difficult situation in our lives with a purpose, with a reason. And I'm a prime example. My past, going through what I went through, difficult time as a teenager, have helped me to grow my faith in God. And more importantly, has helped me to empathize, to understand better those who are having a hard time. So in your own life that you're going through right now, whether it's here at school, whether it's at home, there are difficult things that's going on in your life. We can all know that we are going through COVID-19. That's a difficult thing itself. That has changed the way we're living, has affected how we go our ways. It's a challenging moment, but not only that, in your own life at home, maybe you have something going on in your family. Maybe your parents are sick. Maybe you have an illness in your family. Maybe it's your grandma. Maybe it's your grandpa. Things happen for a reason. God, as a Christian, God will allow things to happen in our lives with a purpose. And the number one purpose is to grow our faith. And number 2 reason is for us to understand and have empathy for those who are struggling in life. So I want to encourage you this morning that whatever you're going through, either it's here at school, you may be having trouble in some of the subject, you may be having trouble to make friendship with so many other friends, or you struggle in any area that you struggle in school, remember, things happen for a reason as a Christian. God has a purpose, and the purpose is for you to grow your faith and also understand those who are struggling. One of the Bible verses I wanted to share about this subject is in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. The Bible tells us, "For I know the plan I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and hope." That's the plan God has for you. God knows the beginning and the end of your life. Whether you're going any difficult time in your life, God is in control. God has a plan for you to have hope and a better future. That's the number one thing I wanted to share with you. The second thing I want to share with you, if you put your trust in God, God will never let you down. And I'm a testimony for that. You know, when I went through all those difficult times, throughout my life, especially as a young boy, it was very difficult. But I was very fortunate to have faith in God. I never gave up trusting in God, despite having difficult, despite when things were very hard and harsh, despite going to bed hungry, despite sleeping on the floor, despite not having the chance to see my parents every day, despite being separate from my parents, despite having our house destroyed to the ground, despite being a refugee, despite not having enough hope for what's going on or my future, I put my trust in God. And guess what? Today I'm a testimony right now. I'm here sharing with you that God has blessed me. He never left my side. And today I'm very blessed. I'm married to a lovely, beautiful wife. I have a wonderful children. And I couldn't ask for a better life than I have today. So trust in God. Put your trust in God. God will never let you down. So I want to encourage you again today, whatever's going on in your life, either at school, in your class, at home, whatever difficult things you're facing, put your trust in God, because God will never let you down. The third thing I wanted to share with you is about mission. Of course, today we are day 3 as we observe Mission Week. Doing mission doesn't mean that you only have to travel to Africa or you have to travel somewhere in a third world country. Of course, if you get a chance to do it, it's an amazing experience. My son Jackson, 2 summers ago, he traveled to Haiti with his mom and did mission. They spent 10 days in the villages. They were able to build a home for a family in need. They served in an orphanage. And it was an amazing experience. I remember when I talked to him when he came back, Jackson shared with me that I would love to do it again. It was the most amazing experience. So hopefully once the COVID is over and you have an opportunity to do mission, jump in. You will be blessed. It will be a life-changing opportunity in your life. So doing mission, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to travel to Africa. Doing mission means serving others. Doing mission means putting yourself in someone else's shoes and serve them. And we have plenty of opportunity to do mission. And we can start it in your own home. You can do mission at home. You can do mission at school. You can do mission in your neighborhood. You can do mission at church. Missions surround us everywhere, but we have to serve. Doing mission, it's serving others. One of the Bible verses that I always think about when it comes to mission is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10. The Bible tells us, as each has received a gift, use it to serve one another. All of us have a unique gift. Maybe your gift is kindness. Maybe your gift is to help others. Maybe your gift is to encourage someone else. Maybe your gift is, being there for someone else. We can serve within your home. There are so many examples you can serve and do mission at home. You can help your parents. You can help with the chore around the house. If mom is doing laundry, help doing laundry. Help cleaning. Help unload the dishwasher. Be a servant at home. Serve with kindness to your sibling at home. That's serving. And be willing to put yourself in someone else's shoes and serve. That's mission. You can also do it in your neighborhood, with your friends that are your neighbors. You can do it here at school in your class. You can do it outside during recess. You can do it in so many ways in school. Instead of making fun of someone struggling in math, show kindness, support them, encourage them. That's mission. That means you're serving someone else rather than yourself. That means you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes. You can do it at church. Maybe you can help when there's help asked to do something to do with prepping for the church, or at the end of the church if they need cleaning. Jump in and serve. We have an opportunity to do mission everywhere. Not necessarily that you have to travel overseas, but you can do mission because mission, it's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes and serve someone else rather than yourself. As I conclude today's message, I want to go through the 3 main things that we talked about. Number 1, God will allow difficult time in your life for a reason. Don't give up. Don't stress out. But understand that God has a plan for your life. And the plan He has for your life, whatever you're going through, it's a plan of hope. It's a good plan, a good future. Number 2, put trust in God. He will never let you down. And I'm a testimony for it. And yourself, you know it. If you trust God, God will never let you down. And third, mission. It doesn't have to be traveling to Africa. Mission, it's where you are. It's putting yourself in someone else's shoes. It's serving someone else rather than yourself. And we can do it. And again, as I conclude this message, I want to remind all of you that today's challenge, our challenge is to share Jesus Christ with someone else. Let this challenge be fulfilled by you today. At the end of the day, when you go home and throughout your day, if you get a chance to talk about Jesus to someone else, talk about Jesus. You can even share testimony how Jesus has been good to you, to your classmate. And when you get home, for your friends in your neighborhood, tell them about Jesus. Tell them that Jesus loved them. And that's our challenge today. And I hope you enjoyed the Mission Week. God bless you.